Just before we head into the video, I'd love to give a shout out to the sponsor of the channel, RL Exchange. Now, RL Exchange is the best way to buy any Rocket League items or credits on any platform and at the cheapest prices so that you can build your dream setup. Make sure to go and check out their website using the top link in the description and use code TXE to get yourself 3% off your order. In this series, I'm going to be trading up to the exotic black Tunica wheels, currently worth 23,000 credits, and I'm going to be starting off with 100 credits. As well as making profit for myself, I'm going to be giving away secret tips and tricks so you can make thousands in credits for yourself. Remember to drop a like and subscribe if this video helps you, and let's get straight into the episode. Okay, so in the last episode, we ended with an inventory of just over 2.2 thousand credits, which is really good. That is a very solid start to the nothing to something, but now we've got a bigger inventory, so we should be able to buy more expensive items and make even more profit. In the first trade, I am selling on a black halo for the minimum value of 700 credits. It was pretty hard to sell, but with a few hours of searching for people, I was able to eventually find a buyer, and now I have a few more credits so I can buy even more items into my inventory. I was able to pick up a forest green zombie, which is such a good item to buy and work with in a nothing to something because there are loads of people looking for the zombies and there's so many people that are willing to pay above the minimum value for this item. So whereas I'd usually be selling my item for the minimum value, I can get even more out of this item and make a ton of profit. I managed to swap both my Cobalt Octane and my Forest Green Zombie for an Interstellar and a Stipplegate. Altogether, his items add up to around 1,200 credits, while mine only add up to 900. So he's overpaying by 300 credits, and I should be able to turn that all into profit just by selling the black markets on for even their minimum values. Okay, I'm sorry for pausing the video, but just before we get into the next trade, I'd like to talk to you about the insane giveaways that are going on in my Discord server. Firstly, every 1,000 subscribers, a White Octane will be given away, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. As soon as we hit 25k, a White Octane giveaway will start in that very Discord server, and all you have to do is join the server using the link in the description down below. I apologize for interrupting the video, and let's get back to the trades. I was actually able to sell on this Stipplegate pretty quickly, which was actually really good because it's not known to be an easy to sell black market. Usually it takes me a lot longer to sell, so this was really good. It should save me a little bit of time, and also I am getting that minimum value of 400 credits. Now, to sell my items, I was using a combination of apps and trading methods such as RL Garage, RL Trading Post, where I could just list up all of my items and the amount of credits that I'm looking for each one. I was actually able to sell on the Interstellar for 750 credits. This is a little bit more than I would usually look for. I'm experimenting to see if I can actually sell certain items for a little bit more, and if I can do that more often, then it will add up to more profit over time. However, you also do have to consider that if you're looking for more credits per item, then it's going to take you longer in general to sell each item, so it might not benefit you a whole lot. Now, in terms of spreadsheet value, this trade was amazing for me, but the Black Exalter is very hard to sell. My Phoenix Cannon was 600 credits, and again, that is a pretty hard to sell item. The Black Exalter is valued at 1,400 credits, but again, it has basically no demand, so it will take me a while to sell, but if I can find the minimum value for that item, it's going to help me a ton, and I'm going to be making like 800 credits profit from that one trade, which is actually insane. Some other items that I target are black OEMs and black Sterns. Now, whilst a lot of people struggle to sell these items, I actually find it really easy. I'm not really sure why that is, but I currently have an RL Garage trade up. I'll put it up on the screen right now so you know exactly how it looks like, but I'm basically offering for black OEMs and black Sterns in this one post, and I'm paying around 150 credits below the minimum value. I'm able to pick them up, sell them on pretty quickly, and get roughly 150 credits profit every time I do this, and you'll be surprised, I actually managed to buy them so often, and like I mentioned, every time it's 150 credits profit. Maybe try this method out for yourself. It definitely works for me. I've been buying black OEMs and black Sterns for basically months now, and they always sell for their minimum value, and I always make a ton of profit with them. Now, recently I've been going for items that don't have a great demand, such as this white Interstellar, which not too many people are looking for, but I can take advantage of this, as items with a lower demand are harder to sell. So sometimes you might see people quick selling these items because they just can't find a buyer who is willing to pay the minimum value, and I was able to pay just 900 credits in some black Sterns, which add up to 1.7k compared to the minimum value of 1.9k for the white Interstellar. So I've underpaid by 200 credits, and I should be able to sell the white Interstellar on pretty quickly, I'm always able to sell that on for its minimum value. Now, sort of an opposite thing is going on here. I'm going to be buying an item with a very high demand. Loads of people want the octanes. They're so easy to sell. This does mean, however, that I'm not able to underpay by it as much just because there's more people looking for the item, so less people are quick selling it. By using RL Trading Post, I was able to get the minimum value for the White Interstellar pretty quickly. Again, I'm making around 200 credits profit on this item, which is a very decent amount. I'm trying to make at least 100 credits profit per item so that I can get the Black Tunica as quickly as possible and still avoid very small trades that aren't going to get me a lot of profit and will just take up a lot of my time. I was struggling to sell a few items at this point, so what I did was I went back to buying items just to make sure that I'm still making progress and I'm making profit and I'm just not wasting a bunch of my time trying to sell items such as that Black Exalter, which will take, honestly, probably days to sell. But I do manage to pick up a Lime Draco, I believe for 150 credits below the minimum value. I should be able to get the minimum value eventually for that item. Again, it doesn't have a great demand, so it might take a little bit of time, but eventually I should be getting a decent amount of profit. Also, that Pink Octane is selling on for the middle value of 550 credits, just showing that octanes have a very good demand and some people are willing to pay above the minimum value just because there's quite a lot of competition around the item. So if you do have an octane, always try and sell it for the middle value. Again, I'm going to be using that method of buying really low demand items such as this White Singularity, which not too many people are looking for, but that allows me to underpay by a ton of credits. The minimum value for this item comes in at 1.5k, so I was able to underpay by over 300 credits. And yes, it probably will take me quite a long time to sell this item, but it's a fairly stable item. I don't think it will drop, and eventually I should be able to get the minimum value and therefore take over 300 credits profit into my inventory. Again, I'm going to be buying another Black Stern. This trade was done through RL Garage. I should be able to go on to sell that item for the minimum value of 800 credits and take around 140 credits profit. I was actually able to get an item overpay, however. My items add up to around 800 credits. The Crimson Octane right now is valued at 900 minimum value, so this should be, again, another 100 credits profit. Both Black OEM and Black Stern, as I've previously mentioned, are both really, really good for making profit. They're fairly easy for me to sell. A lot of other people struggle, so I get quick sells, and I just flip them on for their minimum value. I also do manage to sell the Crimson Octane for, I believe it's middle value of 1000 credits, which is really good. Usually I can't actually sell the more expensive painted octanes for their middle value. I usually have to sell them on for closer to their minimum value, so again, getting more credits for that one item is definitely going to help me, and my inventory is growing a lot in this episode alone. Also, again, picking up another Black OEM. You'll probably see me pick up multiple Black OEMs and Black Sterns each episode because I just get them so regularly and they're a really, really good source for profit. So I'm always going to be going back to them. It might be a little bit boring for content, but it is really good for my inventory, and I guess that is the main idea of the series, to grow my inventory. When making a post, it is always a good idea to ask for credits or an item overpay, because sometimes you get people who don't have enough credits for your item, but they really want your item and therefore are willing to overpay with some items. And I do get a Dueling Dragons, which I believe at the time was worth 100 credits more than the Lime Draco, and it was actually conveniently easier to sell. There was a higher demand for the Dueling Dragons, so this saves me time and also gives me profit, so it's a win-win situation for me. I then go on to sell it on for 600 credits, which is the minimum value. I might have been able to get a little bit more credits if I spent some more time looking, but then again, I am also trying to get some other items in my inventory sold, so not spending too much time trying to sell the Dueling Dragons was probably the right move, and I can just go on to buy and sell some other items, such as this Black OEM again. Now, I do have two of them in my inventory, but they're fairly easy to sell, and I'll also be making 170 credits profit when I do get this Black OEM sold, and around 20 minutes later, I managed to get it sold for the minimum value of 1.1k, and I'm going to try not to sell too many items below their minimum value in this entire series, just because obviously I want to maximize my profit, and the more credits I get for each item obviously just means my inventory is bigger, and I'll be progressing towards the Black Tunica faster, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get it in around 8 to 10 episodes, which I definitely think is possible. Now, it did take a while to sell on the White Singularity because naturally the demand is pretty low, but eventually I found an offer. I'm adding 400 credits for the White Zomba, so at the time I believe I was paying roughly the minimum value, which I'm not complaining about, because even though I'm not making profit, I'm getting rid of my hard to sell item, and White Zombas aren't that hard to sell on. And then I also do go on to pick up a Crimson Fennec. I believe I'm paying 100 credits below the minimum value, and just like Painted Octanes, Painted Fennecs have quite high demand, so I should be able to get this sold for at least the minimum value of 700 credits, maybe even a little bit more because sometimes you do see painted Fennec selling for their middle value, but we'll see how it goes. That is going to wrap it up for the second episode of trading from nothing all the way up to the exotic black Tunica. The inventory is currently standing at just over 5,000 credits, which is genuinely insane for just the second episode. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you haven't already. But anyway, thank you so much for watching to the end of the episode, and I'll see you in episode 3. Peace out. Me.